Well, hello there, everyone, and how are you guys? I hope doing fabulous. Yes. Well, before we get into this entertaining video, I would just like to remind you guys to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And what would you like to say with that, Lady Crone?
Baby Crone said it all.
Yes.
Subscribe, like us, and please leave a comment.
Yes. Sunflowers.
Hello, sunflowers. How are you? Well, I hope everything with you is copacetic, but with no further delay, I just really want to get into a couple of things. I definitely want to read on Wendy. I did a video, was it 2 years ago, 9 years ago? 2 years ago, and I talked about Wendy, and I said that to Baby Crone, unless something come up major, I'll never talk about her again. I felt like everything that needed to be said has been said.
That's true.
But let me say this, and I want to be candid. And as I say from an onlooker. I don't know her. I've never met her. I've never even been to a show, but I feel as though in some way I know her because she revealed so much of herself, even to her burping and passing gas on stage, coming to work inebriated. I feel making awkward jokes and offending people and loving on people. I feel as though I know her. And as someone who feels saddened for what she is going through. But I really want to back up and I want to say something. And many of you may not like it, but if you just listen, maybe. I begin to reflect on Wendy's life, and I'm seeing everyone saying, oh, poor Wendy.
Yes.
Oh, why not her family? Why not her son? Why not this? Why not that? First of all, Wendy was a separatist in her later years. Wendy didn't want her family and her business. Mm-hmm. And it just seemed like when Wendy's mother passed, Wendy really went more into a recluse. Because other than that, you seen Wendy with her mother and you seen Wendy with her father. And that's when you seen Wendy having her most enjoyable time. However, but we understand that Wendy was still drinking.
Yes.
And so Wendy was drinking, and Wendy have said to the audience, she doesn't want any friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't want to get back up and talk about you, so it was better not to have. Now, the situation with Wendy and her family, she never even talked about her sister really. And every now and then, the only time I remember her meeting was to read her brother. So it just seems kind of odd that we are looking at Wendy as if Wendy didn't come, that she wasn't problematic. And we're looking at her like we are shocked and amazed that finally that this sickness is taking a toll of her, allegedly. Yes. Because I haven't seen her. I don't know. When I say this, over the years, as Wendy been on, I had a love-hate relationship for Wendy.
You did.
Because I felt as though there were times that she hurt people. I felt there's times that she should not say what she say. Mm-hmm. I thought at times she was uppity. I thought at times she was bougie. I thought at times that she felt like she was above the rest and yet called herself everyday people. But then there were times where she was so human and so relatable, and I loved her. Mm-hmm. And there were times I loved her show. I loved her topics.
Yes.
I loved it when she became sensitive and when she talked about her husband and her children, her child, and how she talked about being alone and how she liked to do her own nails and how she was frugal in some things and not in others. I love that about her. So when I look at Wendy, I see a tragic story of someone who dying the way they lived. And this is brought on because Wendy, to me, When Wendy lost her marriage, Wendy lost the will to fight.
Yeah.
And I said it then and I'll say it now. I feel as though if we weren't there and she was an everyday people, Wendy would have stayed in that marriage, dealt with it, and when nobody said nothing, just like people in my family did. And I know some of you out there did the same thing. And Wendy come from that school.
Yeah.
That was normal for a man to work, bring home the money, or a man mess around as long as he do what he had to do. I come from that. So she had that mindset. And I truly believe is that if she wasn't camera and had to deal with her, because there, feminists out there, and they are a mighty army.
Yes.
Don't go messing around with them.
No.
You think the beehive? Shoot. The beehive, a lot of them beehives are probably feminists. So, and they would have burnt her to the stake.
Yes. She
knew that. Because Wendy did come off in a way as a feminist and then vulnerable. But Wendy came off to me like, I love to be with myself. I love being me. I don't like the drama. I don't want no friend. So, she, like that. And then towards when Wendy started getting sick, she started hanging out with people and wanting to be friends. And I knew, we all knew. And believe it or not, there are women that still die from broken hearts.
Yeah.
And you can't convince me that Wendy is not one of them. When she lost Kevin Hunter, she lost the will to live. The day that Statue of Liberty fell down in her show, that was the end of Wendy. And we know it.
Yeah. Perfect symbolism.
So it's like when I read on her, what am I going to tell you?
You just gotta keep saying the same old over and over.
That Wendy lost the will to live. That Wendy lost the will to fight.
Yeah.
That Wendy is, if Wendy is, it's sad. It's a tragedy. And I hope one day that somebody do her story the right way.
Yes.
The real way. I hope. Because it is a powerful story to tell. The right way.
Yeah, most definitely.
And it also, it shows what alcoholism will do to your mind.
Yes.
And Wendy was what, 50? How old is Wendy? She was what? This is like 5 years. Wendy was like 50, 52, going young. Not young in the sense of that. Not young compared to a 20 or 30-year-old or 40. No, but
she just turned 60 in July.
So she's been going through this for the last, 10 years? That we know of. And I say all this to say, with love, I just don't want her to suffer no more. I'm just saddened to see that every year we got to hear a tragic story.
Yes.
And sometimes people just don't want to fight anymore. And if Wendy come back, because, she's known to be a fighter. She's defied the odds. I don't know if what they say is true about Wendy. But I want to read my cards. They have been faithful. They told me 2 years ago to stop.
Yeah.
I put the video back out. That video is 2 years old. And I just wanted to do a follow-up with Wendy.
Did you want to put some snippets in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't even want to, because it's like I kept doing all these readings of something that's stuck, and the readings were saying the same. And I said, I won't read on Wendy again. So when I read on her, I probably won't read on her unless something major happens.
So the very last time you read on her was
9 months ago.
9 months ago.
And before that,
yeah, that was like a short reading because that was tied in with a news recap.
Because it was like so broken. So here we see the high priestess.
A lot of water. You know, she is a Cancer.
She is a Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And the high priestess is Cancer. And it is also the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And it is also Scorpio and Pisces.
Yes.
We see that's victory sword. Victory. But I don't know because it's coming towards her. Let's see.
Interesting.
Very interesting. What I have is I have to my left, I read to my left, to my right. I have the Ace of Swords. I have the High Priestess and the Major Arcana. And I have the Four of Pentacles. And right off the bat,
Pentacles.
is that not, you know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. I can't see my, thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
The Six of Pentacles. Whew. So when I see the Six of Pentacles, this is what I see. First, before I tell you what I see, what do you see at the Six of Pentacles, baby Crone?
An imbalance.
I dragged her into these readings.
I see a imbalance.
That's all?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's giving off to me. Something is imbalanced, whether that's within Wendy, whether she gave too much of herself.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Look at her. Look at her. What I see is, when I see the six, I see deception. Because I know that six is a part of the devil. It also a part of a couple that has chains around them now. That could have been free. And here you see kind of the same thing where one is giving the other and holding the balance in front of the other. And some kind of another, it just seemed a bit unfair. But also it's like, it's deception. In other words, how we're looking at it, how we're looking at this Wendy thing. We're looking at it like, oh, but it's a deception.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it.
That we're looking at it wrong by saying, oh, poor Wendy.
Poor Wendy. And maybe this is Wendy's way that Wendy wanted to exit. Because she could have stopped.
Yeah, she could have.
She could have stopped. Mm-hmm. Have it ever dawned on anyone that she didn't want to?
Yeah.
And it just seems like the only people that kind of understood that was little Kevin. Mm-hmm. Because he went on to college, he would go back, leave her. They would go through their things. And even though she loved little Kevin, there was a time, if I'm not mistaken, that little Kevin went and she wouldn't let him in because of something. They went through their things too.
Yeah. And she honestly didn't like her family telling her what to do.
And she didn't want them in her business. Let's keep it 100. Mm-hmm. Because that was the job for Big Cat. Her in Huntersville. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I also see upon her head a movement of leaving.
Okay.
I don't know if it's leaving like an emptiness. Mm-hmm. Because I see an air card here as in victory, but in her head, I don't see anything but just movement, as something landing, as something leaving, when it goes, it just seems nothing there but a desert place. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm, I do.
It's got water, like it's alive. It's got water, but it's like it's landing over, like this is the stream and it's over that. So it's leaving something, but it's leaving it with green grass and light, but that's all. Like emptiness space, just emptiness space. Do that make sense? Mm-hmm. I see also another leaving, as in a passing, as in a family legacy, and family inheritance is being transferred. I see that, if any is left. But she's got stuff, believe me. Mm-hmm. Her broke ain't out broke, okay? Mm-hmm. Just like my broke is not like somebody else's broke, and your broke is not like somebody else. To somebody else, you say you broke, they look at you and laugh. Okay, so it's just like rich.
It's all relative.
It's all relative. Thank you, baby.
Yes, you're welcome.
It's all relative, but nevertheless. So she has a lot to leave behind. She has expensive clothes, expensive shoes. This stuff costs money. She's got expensive handbags. She's got memorabilia. What that word is? I'm sorry. What's that word? Memorabilia. I can't say it.
Paraphernalia.
No, not paraphernalia. Memorabilia, like memory stuff. Where you have from movie stars, they have their memorabilia. Isn't that it?
No, I don't think so. Memorables?
I'm done. So anyway, but no, not paraphernalia. No. You know what that is, right?
Yes.
And that's what she needed. I had to go back for that one. I'm sorry. But nevertheless, no. I think it's memorabilia. I think she's got a lot of things that could be left, that could be valuable. Jewelry, a lot of stuff that God knows, furniture. So it's more than just monetary. And no matter what, I don't know what Wendy is left with. But even if she's left with, 3 million, I hope that every bit of it go to her son, and I hope he spend it wisely.
Yes.
And I hope that he makes something out of himself, because he deserves to find happiness. But nevertheless, in this week, I see a passing away, a woman passing to a male, and I believe that male is her son. Mm-hmm. I think that it's all written. It's wonderful. For me, at this point, I haven't heard of Big Kevin. I think he's just realizing that it's over. So, do you have any questions with that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So, as I do, I see here, I see a day, like a daybreak, like things are going to settle. Things are going to get into their proper place, no matter what they are. Whether she's in a hospital and mentally gone, for whatever reason, I'm getting the sense that she's in a bright place, like a sunny place. Remember when I was trying to explain this? And then the high priestess.
Maybe has she moved on mentally from trouble?
I don't want to see it like that, because it makes it physical. I don't know about the physicality. I deal spirit. I deal with the soul. All I know is this card showed up, and when it showed up, it made this more clear to me, because all of Wendy cards are as in daybreak. Every last one of them.
That is true.
Every last one of them. Is even the high priestess is day. It's daybreak. There is nothing dark. So, however, when I pulled this card that says light, that lets me know that even though she may not be with us, she's in a brighter place, in that nothingness.
Okay.
I hope, like, she's gone. If she's gone, she's gone. Her body will be there, but she's in a brighter place. And when I say bright, I mean light, where she could see. When I read on Wendy 2 years ago, I believe, I don't know, but I felt cluttered, and I felt memories running away with me. And I felt like I couldn't get my speech. And I remember just wanting to shake her off of me, because not out of hate, just out of just losing, can't focus on who I am and what I want to say. Like you're real nervous, but your mind is nervous. Like your mind is rattled. It can't focus on nothing. It's no good to you. You can't focus like it. That's what it was like. And now I don't feel that. I feel it because I'm tapping into that energy. But now I feel as though it's a calmness, okay. like it's empty, like she's gone. Daybreak, clarity, but she's gone. She's alive, trying to explain some things spiritually, man.
I get it.
Let's try something else.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Thank you, baby Crone.
Mm-hmm.
I also see that Wendy had a big ego and it's gone.
Okay.
And I think if ever karma was paid, she came here to pay karma for a big ego.
Okay.
Because she allowed her ego.
That's true.
To
get in between her marriage.
She allowed her ego. I'm seeing pictures. Give me a second. I'll just tell you what I see. I could tell you what I see. I see her in that green dress going down and falling. I see her standing before the audience and saying, I have to go to rehab. I when I leave the shop, when I leave here, I go. I also see her on the stage talking about her marriage and how she's not going to tolerate it. I see like she had to fix that. Like it was something with a big ego. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, but it like that karma debt. Like if it seemed like she's gone too soon, it's like something she had to fix.
Right.
Something she had to do. And now that it's done, and now that her life, in other words, she was a bright and shining star, right?
Yes.
We give her that, right? She was the first to come. She saw, she came, she conquered that. And we saw that bright star in the sky like a north star, right? Like a north star, right? And it shined on you and me and you, anybody in this business. We will always remember Wendy.
Yes.
And Howard Stern. Because she was the female shock jock with the gossip. He was the first shock jock that I ever known that would say the things he said. And so much that they just kicked him off of TV as far as I'm concerned. And they had to go put him on a streamer. Before I even knew, he was one of the first people I know that had paid radio.
Oh, okay.
You know? And so Wendy, she was the first to expose Hollywood. She was the first to start talking about who was gay. She was the one that exposed Beyonce for being drunk and sick in the back of the car. I'll never forget it with Jay-Z. She was the one that go in.
And oh man, how it would just be so great to hear what she would have to say about the things happening now.
Well, she would say she talked about these things when they weren't even believable.
Yes.
When they weren't even believable, she was talking about these things. So when we think of Wendy, it's like she came and that big old star, that big old ego, that big old I dare to stand and go and do this, we see it come crashing down and burn. And she died humble. I feel like crying. Bare naked. Her body.
Yeah.
With the skin hanging off of it. Her eyes. She showed her hair.
Yes, the weight loss.
She showed the alcoholism. She put her foot up on her shoulder and showed it through the camera. I wish I could just reach inside so you can understand. It's like I paid my debt. For every wrong thing I've done, for everybody I did, for everybody I humiliated, for everybody that I talked about, for everybody I exposed, for everybody I did wrong, for everybody that did no wrong to me. I was about a business. I came, I did it. I was the first to do it. I take no pride in it.
That's true.
but it was the only way she knew, and she was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a part of Wendy being a part of the new age because she's opened up and said, no more lies.
Yeah.
And she died, not physically,
Mm-hmm.
but if she hasn't, then she's fading out because she's finished. You understand?
Yeah, she did what she
And
had to
she
do.
did what she had to do, and she laid her life before you fair, just like she did everybody else.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, I hear her saying, I gave you more than enough. I gave you my skin off my bones.
Mm-hmm, she did.
Do with it as you will. I gave it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear her saying these words, don't be like me. Because you don't want that to be your fate. Be careful what you say and how you turn people, how you turn them down. She says it's a backlash to this.
Yeah.
And also, she said it was happening. I'm hearing her saying when she was alone, that's when she really started drinking. Because she always was into something, but she chose the alcohol because A, she liked it.
Okay.
And I think it didn't have a smell on her breath. And I think she said that she just liked it. And if she smoked, if she did enough, it would make her sleep. She can find peace in that. But she said it did make her mean. She said it made me mean when I couldn't get it, and it made me mean when I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I swear this is what I'm hearing from Wendy. I have no idea. And she knows she was an alcoholic. But she said, I did it my way.
Yep, she did.
And I'm feeling her saying, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you, but I don't need your pity. And I hear her saying, Lord Kevin gonna be all right. It's up to Lord Kevin.
Okay.
She said, I gave him everything he needs to make it in life. It's up to him. But they have a bond that is a bittersweet that I'm getting from her.
Okay.
Because of her condition, it really affected him. So I feel a bittersweet, and she is sorry for that. But I hear Wendy saying she was lonely.
Got you.
But she chose her job over all else.
Yes, she really did.
She said even her marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Take it as you will. I'm just channeling that. That's what I got.
Yep, that's exactly what she's done.
I got the day, and I got big ego. I got run, like free movement. I'm able to free, like she shed it. Mm-hmm. Do what you will. I died a disgusting life. That's the debt I paid. I see anxiety and the jitters and all of that, being frightened and being paranoid. Mm-hmm. And at dusk, there it goes again. I feel as though all those feelings, they are gone.
Yeah.
Even though her mind is laid free. Mm-hmm. Even though it may not look like it.
Right.
I just hope I'm saying it the right way. She's not there.
Yeah.
She's in the daylight. She's not under fearfulness. You see it. Mm-hmm. She's not under fearful. And whenever that card dusk, D-U-S-K, come up, that lets me know that that person is outside of our time. It's not day, it's not night, but they can see clearly.
That's true.
And she's okay with that. She's at peace with that.
Mm-hmm.
The fight is over. It's over. Now, if they can perform a miracle, then they will. But believe me, Wendy will never be the same. The Wendy we know, we already saw her leave us. Wendy will never be the same. it would take a miracle.
Yeah.
And why would we give her a miracle if that's not what she wanted?
That's true.
Am I right?
Yeah, you got to look out for what the person wanted. You know,
If she wanted to live, she would be alive.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
she would have put the bottle away.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to.
Yeah.
She was tired and she had no reason to live, and she was lonely and she didn't trust people. She had a lot of anxiety. Being around a lot of people made her tense. That's why she drank. She felt awkward because she was tall. She always felt like not the most prettiest girl, even though she acted because of her eyes. She always felt uneasy and was putting on airs. She's free from that now. She's free from that. So if I don't have any friends and I talk about you, then you know what? Hey, I go home, I drink, I'm cool.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. You can't say anything that hurt me. You can call me every ugly name and I can take it because you haven't said nothing to me that I didn't say to myself. I know these things that I speak may be heavy, but I'm just really channeling in on the Wendy. It's like she's not even there. Like someone is sleeping in a nice dream. That's the best I can come up with. I hope that you enjoyed this or got some closure. What did you think, baby?
Yes, I definitely enjoyed this. What I have to say about Wendy Williams is the fact that I'm honestly shocked that she has, well, I'm not shocked, but I'm shocked that she has mentally, well, she just has moved on. Whatever that moving on looks like for her.
At this moment, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's alive, because her body is alive.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
Yep, functioning.
But we see the victory crown.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, we see the high priestess. We see for deception, like, you know, everyone is mourning, but it's like, don't. She did it her way. This is what she didn't want.
Yes.
She didn't want, I don't want to say the word.
Oh, I was going to say this is like her coping mechanism.
She didn't want to live. She had given up her foot. She felt nobody wanted her. I'm trying not to go, just bear and accept what I'm saying. It's like, that's karma death. Maybe from another life, I don't know. But she feel like I did it. Mm-hmm. She's done. She's done. That doesn't mean it will take a miracle. She's been gone. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, she has been
We
gone.
all saw her leave. Mm-hmm. But we forget, and we forget, and then we want to make what was wrong right and what was right wrong. And I'm saying, no, just keep her story true. That's why she laid bare for us.
Yes.
Keep it authentic. Mm-hmm. Don't make me out to be, I was wonderful. Yeah, I was about my business, and I would have told a story if it's going to get me my ratings. Okay. She was cutthroat. And she just saying, tell my story. And don't be like me. Have a heart. Yeah. Have some friends. Cover yourself. Make sure you look out for those. Make sure you look out for your family. Don't be narrow-minded. Don't let fear and anxiety and all of that and your wacky husband make you feel that he is all that is. Yeah. Because she already had problems prior to becoming famous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. You know her story. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I just want to come in, and I just really wanted to add to it. I just really wanted to go in and I just spiritually, I guess, about her soul.
Yeah, she's like a lesson for, she got a lesson out of this. Keep talking. Okay. She got a lesson out of this. The earth got a lesson out of this. Like, people here.
She left this legacy behind.
Mm-hmm. Left this good message of, really think about if you want to choose your ego, your job, or your love life, and really weigh the consequences out. Because there's a price to pay. Mm-hmm. She's letting you know there's a price to pay. If you're going to do this kind of work,
and you want to be anything like me, there's a price to pay.
Yes.
And she gave up a lot.
She did.
She gave up a lot, but she was excellent at what she did.
She was.
And it just seemed like, because for me, Wendy's been gone for about 10 years. So she's been gone a long time. So to me, peace to Wendy. If I never see her again,
yeah,
peace to Wendy. I bid her well, wherever she may be.
Yes.
Prayers going up for Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not counting her out, because I know people can live in that body like that for years.
Yep.
I've seen it for my own self. No, they'll never be the same. No, she's got too many issues.
Fair.
So no. This is see, that's what I'm saying. Your mom won't accept that this is what she wants. You see, you're still saying turn it around. She's gone. She's gone. You don't fool yourself. Remember, everything is being given, but nothing is given over here. Why? Because she's gone. Not gone like bye-bye, gone like dreaming, living she in the daylight. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yep, living
like when you go to sleep. You don't know you sleep.
Yeah,
you just sleep
in an alternate reality.
Yeah, she's in another reality right now, another universe or whatever. Right. So, but her body is there. She might even talk. She may even whatever.
Yeah, she's still attached.
She's attached to the body. But the Wendy that you and I and the world come to know and to love and to hate is gone.
Yeah, that's the fascinating part about the brain.
Yes.
Something about it could just completely shut off that part.
Could shut it off. And you can it could even shut off a part that you can't remember nothing from the past, but can remember only what happens before you now.
Yes.
The mind is powerful. And thank you for saying that, baby Crone, because that put a spin onto what I wanted to say. So is there anything you want to ask or add, or did this make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Was it kind of sad? And it's just what I interpret of reading the soul. That's what I get. I could really go deeper, but I think this is good.
I love Wendy.
We both do.
Yes, maybe it could just be me being selfish to want Wendy back, but I understand if this is what she wants. If this,
and why do you say if?
Okay.
She could have stopped.
Yes, she could have.
She didn't want to.
This is what she wants, and I will be happy for Wendy when Wendy's happy. So this makes her happy, then I'm happy for her.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. And whatever will be, will be. And I love Wendy. I'm just saying, and I know that I just wish that people could understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's really taking the selfish factor out, because you're looking at what you want Wendy to be instead of what's Wendy to be. We're looking like me. I'm going to put me in there.
Okay.
I'm looking up to Wendy to still be that guru girl, have that good story to come around where she'd be like, man, child, let me tell you, I lost my mind, but I came back. I'm waiting for that, that retrieval, that came back arc. But the Wendy wanted to be, hey, I lived out my karma. I written it in the stars that this is the way I want to exit out now that I've done my karma. And because of that, it's almost like a lifeless body, but she's still there. Yes.
She ain't ready to totally disconnect.
No.
And if she comes back, it would be a miracle.
It would be.
Come on, guys.
People in comas for over 5 years.
Is she in a coma?
No, I'm just saying that the miracle, like people can be in comas for over years and years and years, and then they suddenly come around and you never thought they would come out of it. It's something just
but she doesn't have a coma. She has, is it Alzheimer's?
Dementia.
She has dementia. What she have?
Aphasia and dementia, struggling with understanding speech, getting the thoughts together.
She's gone.
Crumpled up.
And it's okay. It's sad.
It's sad to accept.
It's sad to accept, but she did it her way. This is her way. If you know, everybody, we don't know how we're going to exit this earth, but this is the way she chose. There are many people that I know that have left this earth, said, I'm an alcoholic and I ain't never going to drink and I'm never going to stop. Matter of fact, I know someone right now with cancer and saying, I ain't stopped smoking no matter what. I ain't going to stop smoking. The only way I'm going to stop smoking is I can't get a cigarette.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, that's true. Some
there are people
disregard that.
There are people, they choosing what they want. You know, there are people on so many different levels, on so many different things. They do things and they know this is the deadly end for them. And they choose it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's not for us to understand. You know, it's for them to understand.
Yeah.
And at the end, even with anorexic or bulimia, if that's what they want to do, they can go on like that for years. But at the end of the day, if that's what they truly want to do, that's the way they will exit.
Yes, like a YouTuber I know out there.
So is she alive?
Yes, she's still alive out there.
I don't want to talk. Please don't bring her up in this.
I'm not even going to say her name.
So my thing is, I think she did a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And it's up to us. And I think what I'm getting from her is, remember me as I was. Don't make it out to be
right. Don't wash away the legacy.
Don't wash away that. Keep me for who I was. I wasn't no saint.
It's true.
I feel like she's saying I was a cutthroat businesswoman.
She definitely was that.
I had a dream and I was going to get it. This is how I feel. I feel like she's like, I'm cutthroat. I was here and this was a man's business and I felt like I could get to the top and I was going to do it. And I knew I couldn't have no friends, especially when Pebbles and them was going to beat me up and they was just jealous. And then I had to deal with them. I had to do, that's how I feel she's going. Like, yeah, I had to give up a lot. Yeah, drinking and drugs became my friend in my loneliness.
Yeah, and who knows? She could have planned where she wants to go.
But you know, she had the child.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she wanted more children. But she did wind up with one because she lost a couple. So she wound up with him. And then he served her for 18 years. And then the marriage, and after that, then the marriage fell apart. So it was she
one after another.
Just one after another. It was not what she wanted, you know, and that's the truth, and that's all I got
really
about
hope
that.
I can find her birth time because I would so love to look at her.
Well, maybe you can do that.
Yes.
Well, anyway, I hope that this was, I don't know, about Wendy.
Yeah, there's not much you can say about Wendy.
I think I completed it. I don't know, and if miracles can happen, but why? If this is what a person wants. If I didn't fight to live, why are you fighting me? That is so deep. Let that marinate.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we hope that you enjoyed our commentary on Wendy's legacy.
Yes.
What Wendy wanted.
Yes.
And this is me just into